can buy myself flowers.
Keep this love in your photograph.
Write my name in the sand.
Keep these memories for ourselves.
Talk to myself for hours. Yeah.
It's your favorite taquero here with my beloved sisters, and this is the second episode of Guac and Chippies.
I believe it's been a long time since I've gone on a Valentine's Day.
Yes.
What do you mean? Yes.
I make it a habit to be single during this time of year. Way
Why?
too much pressure. All the things you have to do. You gotta pick a place, take them out, hold the door open, buy them flowers.
But I think if it's the right person, you won't feel like it's a chore.
I guess.
I think you would enjoy it.
I say
Supposed to
yes
be
because I
enjoyable.
always see you at home.
That's not true. I go to the gym. I work with Michael.
Just think about it, we wouldn't have gotten pizza today.
Yeah.
That's true. We love pizza. Pizza, pizza, pizza. How do y'all feel about online dating?
It's a no for me. Told myself I'm not gonna online date. It's a no.
I think for me, I grew up in a really weird transition when people were still meeting in person, but then the apps came in and everybody started going to the apps. So I was scared of going on the apps because of catfishing, stalking, or it being dangerous. So I never was encouraged, and also it's like a hookup culture. That's the rep that they got, and I've never been about that life.
What's wrong with online dating, Lilo?
No, Jocelyn said that she isn't about that life, but you would answer messages by online people.
Just
You
recently.
started to.
Yeah, recently I started, like, when people slide into my DMs and they say, hey, how are you? Or, like, they come from TikTok or
That's
other
basically
areas.
online dating, though.
That's, well, at first, yeah, I wasn't open to it, but I'm not going to go on an app. Like, that to me, like, it's still awkward. I do have conversations, and I'm allowing for that to happen a little more just because, like I said, I don't really go to work in a regular office, and I'm not really exposed to people. So how am I supposed to find somebody? Only like at the gym, or maybe like at a grocery store or coffee shop. But most of the time my work is remote or in family, so I'm not exposed to potential candidates. So when people go out of their way to message me, once in a while I will respond. But a lot of times it has not moved to anything else because I don't know who they are. I'm like scared.
Oh, okay. It's because for me, I think online dating is every app, not just the apps for dating. Like, I count TikTok, I count Instagram, I count Facebook, I count WhatsApp, I count all of those apps as dating apps. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's 100% true. I agree with that. But Lilo, what is wrong with online dating?
I think the fact that you're meeting them through a screen, because I would like to spontaneously meet them when I'm walking down a street or something, or at a park, or at a movie theater. Like, I don't know. I maybe watch too much movies, but that's my way of dating. Feels like they just want to hook up and that's it. Or I don't know.
What do you think about dating apps, brother?
I don't mind them.
Have you
Lilo,
used them?
Have I used dating apps? Yeah. And to be honest, when I used them, it was during the COVID lockdowns. Because I was just bored. I was just swiping through. You're really limiting yourself by not using them. And I think, like, Jocelyn and Lilo are talking about two different things. Jocelyn's talking about, like, dating apps. And then Lilo is including all the other social platforms. But if you were to separate them, like, ignore Instagram, ignore that, you're not okay with dating apps, Lilo?
You're saying to separate them, then I wouldn't want to, because like I said, I'm the type that I want to meet them when I'm outside of the house, in person, everything in person.
But it's extremely hard for you to find the best possible mate by not taking advantage of the use of technology.
That's fine.
Because you're limiting yourself to your bubble.
I guess, but I think it's fine because I don't want anything bad happening to me, especially if, like,
No, but why
says
is there
there's
such a
catfish.
negative stigma around this? Like,
It's not a negative
It's a negative
stigma.
stigma.
You're just saying
Yeah.
catfishing. Like, you guys are going worst case scenario. You guys
Serial
basically
killers.
you guys basically sound like individuals who've never used dating apps and then are using the 1% to like justify staying away from the platforms as a whole.
Well, this is okay.
And so basically, you have to understand there's different platforms. There's Tinder, there's Bumble, there's Hinge, and all of them are notoriously known for being different. Yes, you're gonna find people who want to hook up on all of them, but there's genuine people out there who want genuine connections, and they don't have access to genuine people.
That's
because
their fault.
of their. Because it's like, I mean, you guys have been single for how long?
Many years.
First of all,
So where would you find your mate?
I thought I would find my mate in the workforce and school and just
but
going
so
about my life.
You work with family.
But
you're
I
not
didn't
even in
work with
college.
family.
I mean, you
I'm
are,
in college.
but you're not in campus. You still live here.
She
And
goes
on
back
top of
home.
that, as soon as you're out of from class, like you call us to pick you up, right?
She doesn't
And
join
so
a club or
the
anything.
few times that you do go out, it's like with like a lady friend. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm saying if you want to progress your love life, like how would you guys go about it if you're not gonna use dating apps?
for example, for me, since I don't go to class in person a lot in school, I go on walks. So lately, when I first started
In
going
East
on
LA?
walks, yes,
You gonna find a fool?
I went on
Don't
walks
discriminate.
recently, and we kind of live. There's a nice neighborhood around here, and I went over there, and there's pretty boys. Okay, so that's one way you could find a mate, but it also comes from the woman. The woman has to want to attract them. Maybe I'm not attracting them. I could be in the car driving to school or something, or going to go get coffee, and somebody next to me in the car, if it's a guy, he looks at me and he's like, oh, that woman is gorgeous, then he's gonna roll down his window and tell me something.
You're gonna be like, oh yes, I'll marry you.
No, obviously not.
Like you're basically.
So you're gonna do that when you're on a dating app? You're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna marry this woman.
No, but so someone that rolls down his window, asks for your number, you're gonna be like, yes, here's my number.
No.
Like that is, so why would you even?
No, but that's just an example.
Just talking from inexperience, like, and it just shows because you don't know nothing about this person. Like
That's
the fact that you think it's okay for you to go on a date with an individual that just catcalled you, versus a guy that you have an entire profile of his interests, of a little snippet of who he is, and his Instagram is linked so you can see his lifestyle. You can see how he dresses. You can see how he chooses to present himself.
I will say something.
Multiple aspects of who this individual is.
Hold on,
A lot of
I'm not
people,
done with this.
A lot of people who have DM'd me, when I look at their Instagrams, they're either private, they don't have no pictures, there's nothing about them. So how am I supposed to know if you're for me or like if we share similar interests, values? I cannot see that. I'm doing a better job at trying to showcase the kind of woman I am by having a public profile and publishing posts so you could get a little insight of the things that I like to do. So if you're single out there and you're trying to reach out to me, I need to know who you are, what you're doing.
No, you don't, because you just said you don't want to use dating apps.
Well, no,
If you don't want to use dating apps,
no,
then
but
you
here's
can,
the difference. Not like dating apps. I'm talking about Tinder, Bumble, Chispa, the one that was advertised on TikTok. Those kinds of dating apps, bagel meets, whatever. Like, I'm probably not gonna do those, but to me, the ones that I am more open to is Instagram. People like messaging me through those platforms.
You said something about them catcalling me. There's a difference with catcalling you and saying that you're pretty. Catcalling is very aggressive. Like, I've been catcalled in the streets before, and they be like, these grown-ass men, they be like, mamacita, like that. So that's catcalling.
If someone is your age and you find him attractive and he says that, you would take it as a compliment.
No, I wouldn't. I would not. I would drive off.
If Shawn Mendes walks up to you,
I think he's gay.
you guys are lying. You guys are lying.
No, because here's the thing. When I was
It's a liar. Yeah.
I'm not really
That
big.
is what you call a liar, because
Mamacita?
best believe.
No.
Exactly.
No, they have to get creative in the way they approach. You can't just be approaching like out of the blue. Like for example, one time Lilo and I were in New Orleans, and we were at a bus stop. Lilo was pissed at me because I made her take the bus. It's only creepy if you're ugly. No, Lilo and I were in a bus stop.
It's creepy when you're cute too.
Yes. It can be creepy, but it's more. I guess it's more acceptable if we find you attractive, but it could still be creepy.
If that is his opener, stop saying no because you haven't even listened to it. If that is his opener, and you're like what, and then he's just like, I'm sorry, I just find you very attractive.
That's what would you red say? Flag.
Oh my lord. Well, if someone walks up to you and you find him, he's drop dead gorgeous, he's within your dating range, and he's like, hey mamacita, and then you're like, what? And then you're like, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I just thought you were a very attractive woman. My name is Ismael.
Red flag.
I would start blushing.
9 out of 10. Guaranteed. 9 out of 10 times that'll work. Guaranteed.
Okay. Not mamacita or something. It has to be something else.
But still, like, even if he has a better opener, because that opening is just the best.
Okay.
But if he has a better opener.
You're going around telling women that?
And no, that's an example that she gave. But no, I think I'm gonna use it.
No, you're gonna scare her off.
Absolutely.
Don't do it. I used to get whistled a lot in the streets. I didn't like it.
I know.
I got insecure.
When I was in college, I used to always whistle at girls, and they felt good about themselves. They're like,
it made me feel awkward.
Mommy would walk into class, and I'd be like, and then she would be. Promise you everything you're gonna see.
But she knew you, no? You knew her?
Yeah.
And you had already spoken to her.
Strangers too, when I was in my dorm, and I would whistle at a distance to someone that was walking by. Like, it's kind of like they can't even see me, but they just hear it. And then as they're walking, they don't know who or where it came from, but they smile.
Oh God. I mean, it does make you. Sometimes it can make you smile.
And then if I'm doing that. And then let's say I'm just posted up and then I would just do that. And it causes her to turn around. The second she looks at me, she whatever reaction she gives me, whether it's a smile, whether it's stone cold, I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. I just thought you were very beautiful. And then that opens the door for conversation.
No.
I suppose.
Anyway, this idea though that if the guy comes up to you and gives you like an honest opener, that is just the normal generic, hey, how's it going? I really like your shirt. And then the conversation starts. You know nothing about this individual. And based off of what you see, you would go on a date with him? You would give him your contact information? It's a yes or no question. Don't overthink it. What? Would you? It's so frustrating talking to you.
Me?
Like, she's staring at me. It feels like it just went over her head. Lilo, look at me and pay attention.
No, because I don't like comments like that. If I get whistled at, I'm gonna think you're weirdo.
You didn't listen. I said if he just walks up to you like normal and be like, "Excuse me, ma'am, I really like your outfit. You look nice."
Mm-hmm.
And then the conversation starts from there. Honest, small talk, and then he's like, can I have your number? I would love to hang out with you sometime.
Yes.
Take you on a date.
I would do that.
Yeah, you know nothing about him.
But that's not meeting online though.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I prefer that.
But no, what I'm telling you is you know nothing about this guy. And then you're choosing to go out with him based off of what you see and how you presented yourself. Versus someone who is in an online profile. Like you see every aspect of who he is.
Here's the thing.
Catfishing.
Here's the thing. If that
you're
happens,
going to stop saying catfishing because that is the 1%.
Hold on.
Trust me, most of the time you're not going to encounter that. If we go catering and someone asks you, "Can I have your number?" Would you give it to him?
That's not going to happen.
I thought about this. I would give them my social media. I would tell them, no, I'll give you my Instagram. Only my Instagram.
I don't think that's true, but moving forward, okay, I get it. But like what I'm trying to say is like you guys are trying to like demonize this idea of using Tinder, using Bumble, using Hinge, using Chispa. Like, you know what their intentions are. And based off of how they talk to you, you are able to go about whatever it is that you want. You as women have control over what happened. Like, if this guy's coming on too strong, you can just reject them. Like, no, you can't do this. No, we're not going to do this. You want to talk to me? You need to take me out on a date. And only you get to decide what happens. If you are afraid that this guy's just playing you, drag it out. Don't allow intimacy until much later on, or tell him from the beginning, I'm waiting for marriage, if that is your concern. And I promise you, you'll know like this, whether or not a guy just wants that from you. So do not demonize dating apps. Like, I personally, I'm not active on these dating apps at all, but I don't demonize against them. Like, I promise you, if I lived by myself, I'd be on Tinder.
Tinder?
Yes.
Wait, but I've heard...
Because it is used with a purpose, right?
Wait,
oh my god.
Like, whatever, go on Hinge, go on G-Spot. There's a Christian dating app.
But,
Because all I'm saying is, you do not want to limit yourself to this area. It's not even like in saying we live in a bad... No, it's not that. Like, regardless of where you live, you do not want to limit yourself to the men that exist here. Right? Because you have access to social media. Use it.
I don't know, because I've heard stories on Instagram Reels or on TikTok that men have been posting like a trend saying they're in their car and they're the ones driving and they're on their way to pick up their date, and then a torta walks in as a catfish. Because, you know what I mean? So
yeah, but like, so... the dumbest thing makes you laugh. That does not matter. All you have
it
to do
does
is,
matter.
Yeah, I'm telling you, look.
I want him to see me for who I am.
Excuse me, sir. Can we FaceTime tonight?
Right now, technology is advancing where you could fake a FaceTime
I'm
call.
done.
That's true.
Yes. Okay, so on the topic of catfishing, did you all see the 32-year-old woman from New York who went viral recently? Come on, brother.
Let me try the guac.
We will right now. So you want to try the walk before I go into the story? I don't think he's gonna like it. The walk.
Don't make a mess.
It has his favorite fruit.
What in the flabbergasting is this? Nah, just kidding.
It's just interesting because there's like a ton of different flavors.
Yep.
There's like, it's smoky.
Try it.
There's some slight heat to it, and
He
then
said smoky. Ooh.
and then there's
You're good.
sweetness to it.
So this walk,
I wouldn't say I like it.
it has pineapple.
You know where my mind went?
That is good. What are you talking about?
It has a little bit of sourness.
how creative you can get with guac and you apply it to the business.
Wait,
Anyway,
that's sour.
and Bite had a ton of pineapple.
Oh, that's pineapple?
And we're also drinking some of the leftover Jamaica.
So on the topic of catfishing, a 32-year-old woman from New York went viral because she was dating a 19-year-old young man from Pakistan. It turns out that they were talking to each other on Facebook and she catfished him. He promised marriage to her, so she flew all the way from New York to Pakistan and she knocked on his door. His parents answered. Obviously they rejected her and she ended up camping outside their house. It started getting media attention and she started making interviews and saying like, I didn't come all the way over here not to get married. I demand to be compensated. And then she started asking for more money as she began to go even more viral. And eventually she asked for like $100K or something.
Did they give it to her?
No, not that I know of, if anybody knows that. But have you heard of that story?
No.
And
I
so,
make it a habit to avoid dumb stories.
yeah, she was like, from some people on TikTok, she was like praised. And then from other people, yeah,
What?
all the comments were positive. The ones that I saw on the videos, which I thought was funny, they were like, you go girl. And essentially right now, the last that I've seen and research about her, she's back in New York. And apparently she had 4 kids. I don't know if this is true.
Damn.
That's why our fear for catfishing
Oh, yeah, 'cause
exists.
You want to date someone from Pakistan? She lives in New York, and homegirl's dating someone in Pakistan. She had it coming. I'm glad. I
What
hope
do you know?
she
She
didn't get the
knows she catfished him.
Oh, she catfished him? So what's the problem?
What?
Yeah. What do you mean what's the problem? She catfished him.
Yeah, she
That's
flew.
the problem.
Exactly. So why the fuck why is she mad that she's not getting married then?
She's not, I don't think she's mad now.
She's demanding money.
I mean, she was.
Okay.
And she went viral for it.
Yeah, okay, so that further justifies my claim as to how dumb people are. Like, how could you possibly support that? Like, I thought she was the one that was getting catfished.
No.
Okay. Single mother of 4 kids, dating
Allegedly.
catfishing someone
I
from...
think,
Oh, man.
guys, honestly, I think
Who
it's
the
really
hell
easier.
Rudy producer there.
I also think that it's really easier for men to catfish for girls, like younger girls like me, and dating.
How are you
apps.
guys exposing yourself to this possibility?
Exactly, by going on dating apps.
No, it's just like
By
I don't
being
know. Like,
online, by using the internet.
I'm just quick with it, right? But like after a couple exchanges, I'm like, let me call this chick. She doesn't answer.
Okay, but
Something's wrong.
I did see another story of a journalist that somebody used her videos and her image to catfish somebody else in exchange for money. Somebody reached out to her and told her, hey, somebody is using your videos to do this and that. And so they got the whole police involved. So I think it does happen and you can't rule it out. But we also have to be open-minded and know that.
No, it happens. There's no doubt about it. But why are you allowing it to? It doesn't make sense.
Well, in the case of the journalist, she didn't allow it. She was just publicizing on her Instagram and posting on social media videos. And he used AI, took the video, used AI to manipulate what she would say.
What did the 19-year-old have to say for himself?
Well, obviously he didn't accept.
But why, Michael's saying, why do we allow ourselves in that position? So why did he allow himself?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense in his sense. Homegirl didn't have to go all the way to Pakistan for him to know that he was getting catfished. So first of all, why the hell would she even do that? Like that makes no sense. Like, it's one thing for you to go to the local ice cream shop, but homegirl flew to the other side of the fucking world. Pretending to be someone she's not.
Went to viral.
Like, oh hell no, that's insane.
And I think this all happened like last year, October, and she barely returned now, based on the research that I made.
You know, before I go on dates, like I call them up and be like, hey, how's it going? I need to make sure, like, at the very least, it's a chick. I can deal with her being fat. Like, I don't care. That's okay. But I want to make sure, like, I'm meeting up with a chick, right? And so if she answers, and then on the first date, I'm not gonna go to something that's high commitment. I can go like somewhere local.
Mean.
No, but if I don't know her, like if I meet her organically, then that's different, right? Because I know she's real. But to avoid that, like, I'm not even gonna put any ounce of headspace towards this chick. Like, if I haven't met her, like, she's not even important in my life at all. Like, once in a while, like, if I happen to message her just to see what's up, see how the vibes are, as soon as I stop messaging her, like, I can go about my life and I continue. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, why do people allow themselves to get catfished? Like, me, by the second or third time that I send her a message, like, I'm either gonna call her, FaceTime her, or tell her to meet up at a spot. Like, I'm not gonna be sitting around wasting my time, like, developing feelings and talking to... That is a huge waste of time. Catfishing is like quicksand. You think it's gonna be a bigger problem in your life, but it's just not.
Okay, I have a question for you guys. Why do you think people catfish?
Because they got nothing to do. Like, what do you mean? What else?
No.
Like,
So
or maybe they're very insecure individuals. Let me tell you, like, I've gotten catfish before, but I instantly sniff it out. Yeah.
Like Michael said, they have nothing to do. They want to steal money, or they're just trying. They have a goal for something. I don't know, entertainment. I don't really know.
Married in Pakistan.
Oh my god.
So I found an article from CNN, and they say that people catfish most of the time is because they have low in confidence, and they're not happy with themselves. So.
Yeah, because they're trying to be someone that they're not. That makes sense.
And they may feel happier with how they pretend to look like. They could be psychopaths.
You guys were on a Valentine's Day. Would you judge a person on Valentine's Day on how they dress? how they choose to present themselves on the
Yes.
first date?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I like to get ready myself and do my makeup and look dolled up. So if I show up to the date and they're just wearing sweats or a hoodie, I'm gonna not see them again. Okay, not like judge, but I wouldn't tell them anything. I'll just cut it off with them.
Yeah.
You wouldn't give them a second chance or be like, hey, why did you choose to dress this way?
No, because I think the first dates are really important for me.
Yeah, I think they have to
Like-
put some thought on what they're putting on, or it depends also where you're at, because if you meet them at the gym, obviously they can't be in a suit and tie, and you can't expect that there. It is important, because I'm like, if I'm invited to go out to a dinner, I am going to put on heels and a dress and a nice coat, so I feel like I'm always overdressed.
But who would go into a date, especially a first date, without thinking about how they're going to present themselves?
I don't know.
Isn't it the purpose of going on a date to impress, to make a good impression? You're interested in this individual, therefore you're going to show up your best. So why would you judge someone if you know that they have that in their mind based off how they choose to present themselves?
I get what you mean, but like, what if
Do you?
they show up and they're on hoodie, so that's their dress to impress outfit?
Yeah.
No, but I feel like
Heck no!
I feel like they just wouldn't show that
But
they're
it's like,
caring.
hey, it's like, hey, we're gonna get a cup of coffee, and they show up with sweats and a hoodie.
Well, that would give me the sign that they're not dating me. They're just going like friends.
Yeah.
When I go to coffee shops and I'm meeting up with a friend, I tend to be a little more overdressed than them.
And if they wear just like a black hoodie, if they don't put into it in their outfit, I guess, okay, if it's a hoodie, okay, let it have graphic design or something. A design on the hoodie, design on the pants. But if you, especially if I know this person and I was talking to them in messages and they like show me their fits, like what they wore the day before and they wore the same thing, that's like not trying.
So a guy has 4 outfits. You see all of those 4 outfits in his Instagram. He shows up with one of those outfits.
But what if, no, I'm saying like,
You're
what
like,
if,
hell nah. Get your ass back there. We're not dating
no,
anymore.
I'm saying like, what
he has
if,
to try. Like he has. Like
No,
if I am gonna go out of my way, because foundation is not cheap. Even sunscreen.
So like you guys are willing to
Wait,
pass up
you
on
didn't-
an amazing potential just because he doesn't have the means to be able to present himself to the best of his abilities, according to you. Because according to him, he's presenting himself in the best way possible, right? Because no one is going to show up to a first date not trying to look good.
Michael, you could go to a Goodwill. You could go to a thrift store. You can go to donation bank and find something.
okay,
Even like,
you guys didn't get what I meant to say. Like, if the day before he showed me his outfit, like, let's say today's our day in the morning and yesterday he was talking to me, he showed me his fit, or I see his fit that he posted on Instagram before our date, and he shows up with the same outfit, that's not trying.
I
That's
think
what
you
I
guys are overly critical, but when you're in the actual situation, like it's like
so you would date a woman who shows up in the same outfit she posted on her Instagram
on
The
Instagram, I
day
wouldn't
before
care.
the date. Like, so
So
like,
you would-
she posted, and then next day is your date, and she shows up with the same outfit.
Why would? First of all, no guy would even notice that.
I thought you were attentive to detail.
Yeah. Well,
I wouldn't care.
I'm very
Yes, you're gonna
attentive.
care. Yes, you will
I'm
care.
I'm
Luego tú.
I look at everything.
Her nails needs to be done. Makeup on point, hair on point. Outfit, yes, of course, all that
You
matters to me.
see?
But
So-
like, if it's the same outfit from an Instagram post, I'm not gonna care.
No,
I
but
don't care, but like,
you're not
that's
understanding
fine, but,
mine.
like,
That's fine.
So you both are in agreement that how you dress matters, and
it's important, yeah.
it's very important due to the fact it's a huge reflection of how you will be in your day to day, like who you are as a person. So why do you think that taqueros don't implicate it in their work life? You go to see a taco vendor, whether it's in a street, whether it's in a restaurant, they have sneakers, tennis shoes, they have Crocs. They're not dressed to the best of their abilities. Why do you think? I mean, and obviously all of this was leading up to this, right? The fact that everyone is in agreement with the fact that how you dress matters. But why do you think it's not applied to the profession that we are in?
Because they want to be comfortable. Sometimes it's hard to be standing for more than 3 hours and have to be wearing like tight shoes or.
You don't think it's now you're defending?
No, well,
the sloppiness.
You asked. Yeah, I think it's. I think this is why.
I still stand with my.
But
my thought. If I see a man who I hired wearing Crocs, and the food is not that great, and they didn't try with their presentation, then I'm not gonna hire them again. I'm just not.
It makes sense, Lito. So why do you need your brother to tell you how to dress in a work gathering for you to present yourself in a better way? If you believe that, like, why is it that I had to tell you, okay, I'm gonna get you docs. I need you to get some slacks. I need you to get a better looking blouse top. Because if it wasn't for me, you would still be arriving with some Vans. And I'm telling you this so that you can have more sympathy for these individuals, right? But you're over here saying, oh, I'm criticizing them, but yet you needed me to tell you how to dress.
I never thought when you told me about
you just
Crocs,
said when it comes to going out, on a
Crocs,
date, you're gonna put effort into the way that you look. Why is it that you're going to work and you're not gonna do it? This is your family's business. No, I told you to do it. This is your family's business.
But when you told me, I didn't think wearing docs. I envisioned myself wearing different kinds of shoes.
You didn't though. You only wear
Vans.
old beat up sneakers.
Pues no me lo compras.
I actually bought some non-slip shoes and I used those for some time.
I'll beat you up after this.
But the Doc Martens, yeah, he. But that's not really my kind of shoe. I am not that kind of person.
I'm still standing with mine.
Yeah, I'm big on the way I present myself. Even when I look the most messy, it's messy with a purpose.
And that's such a lie.
Controlled chaos.
Hold on. And it's such a lie that he had to tell me about.
My most sluggish look is presentable.
No, it's not.
You know what, guys?
Todo lagañoso en las mañanas.
That's such a lie. Yes, he had to tell me to get myself new docs and all that. But even before that, I would do my hair. I would do my makeup all the time. And that's how I learned to do my makeup because I would do it for them all the time.
That's because it was who you are. That is what you do.
No, but I like the
hair.
Compliments that the guests would give me. One time when Euphoria was really popping back then, it was a night gathering, and he was like, you look very euphoric, I love it. When
you had your quinceañera and you had an extra $500, you went out of your way to purchase. You went out of your way to purchase $500 Jordans. Why didn't you say, hey, I'm gonna spend this money on a work uniform so I can look bomb, present myself to the best of my abilities?
I wasn't thinking at the moment.
She wanted to use her J's for the catering business.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know.
Could it possibly be that you didn't think it was as important?
No, because
Okay, so taking all that into consideration, why do you think that? Do you still agree, going back to the whole taqueros are not presenting themselves to the best of their abilities? And this goes across various food-related businesses.
Yes, I'm still standing on my shot.
Yeah, even though you yourself didn't do it for yourself?
Yes, because that was when I was 15, 16. Because I was still in high school and I was still going to school.
Okay, so when you were 15, if you were to go on a date, you wouldn't put thought into the way you presented yourself because you're too young?
She would have worn Vans.
Yeah, I would have worn Vans.
Okay. So, Jocelyn, why is it that I had to tell you to present yourself better?
No, you didn't.
I beat you in your...
No, the only thing you did was the shoes. I didn't. I used to always wear black pants. And then my shirts used to be from Ross, but they had like the button interview one. But now I did upgrade them a little more because I've always wanted a bow one. But I didn't buy it then because they would get stained with these knit. And so it was easier to just like buy a cheaper one, and when it got stained I could just either get rid of it and then get another one. When we changed to like having black, it made things a little more easier because I didn't have to keep changing the white one.
Well, I was actually fortunate enough to have a father to teach me this. But since I know for a fact most of you guys don't, let me tell you, como te ven, te tratan. Every aspect of how you choose to present yourself will be reflected upon the kind of treatment you receive. If you show up with the beat up sneakers or your gym shoes to cater for a wedding, you're going to embody exactly what you deserve. Change the way you present yourself because it'll elevate every aspect of your life, not just with women, not just in your day-to-day, but in your business and what you're using to pay the bills.
So on the topic of social media, lately I've been getting a lot of ads donating my ovaries, and I think it has to do with the fact that Facebook and Instagram have like your birthday, and so
yeah, this is the easiest way to run ads is targeting people by age.
One of the posts caught my attention because it said that basically they would store them for free and they would also pay me, so like anywhere from $500 to $4,000. But the catch was that half of them you had to donate and the other half they would store. And I thought that was a little bit concerning because, you know, if you donate part of your ovaries, they could do whatever they want with them. It's a little scary. On January 30th, there were 3 Thai women that were released. They were misled because they saw this ad on Facebook for surrogacy, and then they were forced to give their ovaries away. So they were injecting them hormones, and they were doing this monthly. And if they didn't want to do it, they had to pay a ransom. People who end up selling these eggs or ovaries end up making a lot of money. So they were rescued because one of them was able to call her family and tell them, I need ransom money, and they collected it. And right now they're trying to rescue the remaining woman, but there's no real solution to that. So what do you all think about donating your eggs? Would you do it?
No.
Why?
First of all, I'm a woman of God. And even if I didn't have religion, I don't think I would want to go through the pain of that.
It is a tough situation because there is a black market for it and it's not being controlled. Would you allow your wife to do that if you can't conceive?
I wouldn't. Yeah, I think for me the idea of not having kids naturally is something that really messes with me. It's a tough situation to be in. Male equivalent is, would I donate sperm? Does that even go against religion? I don't think that existed back then.
Well,
Like,
also the extracting of the ovaries didn't exist.
It is because you're only supposed to have babies one way.
That's true. I'm not really informed on that matter, but I'd be crazy. Imagine like I do a ton of donations.
Well, so for example, if I no, that's the thing. Like you don't know.
You have a lot of babies out
your
there.
Your children would be out there. You wouldn't really know who is who.
Yeah, and they could reach out to you
because there's
there's
clauses that sometimes happen where you donate and you get paid and you have to sign this contract. And I guess they say, oh, you can't have contact or you won't know. And then I think there's other ways that you will know. It just depends on the whole process.
I wouldn't want to go through any of it.
Yeah.
If you guys were able to give your kids specific traits, would you guys do it?
No.
What do you mean traits?
Like color eyes, hair.
No.
No, it's like basically you look at your family tree and then your significant other's family tree and like you can pick, okay, I want my child to have this type of hair.
Again, no, because it's also going against
natural way of giving birth.
Yeah. Either way it is. Have you guys seen those people who have brown eyes and change their color to blue? They have surgery to take off. I
wouldn't do that.
Their original eyes. That's insane.
Yeah,
I've
seen ads on that where they do like the surgery and they change it, but I've heard that it's not good for you. I don't think I would even do LASIK.
And have you seen this dumb thing where men who are short, they get surgery to get taller? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
That sounds crazy, but it has merit. Like that's.
No, I think that's dumb.
No, it's
Stay
not.
short.
We like our short kings.
Oh no,
I
don't like it. But stay short and find yourself a shorter girl than me.
No, most men are automatically disqualified because of their height.
Well, I think it's the same thing.
Changing the color of your eyes.
But then it's probably similar, like changing your height, getting a boob job, and doing a BBL are probably in the same area.
And doing Botox.
Botox.
Wearing contacts.
I'm never gonna do that though.
You don't want to
so I
wear your
wouldn't want my
glasses, so
sine-
you wear contacts, or
But contacts
you
are
want
uncomfortable.
you want a different color eye, so you wear contacts.
I
like
used to want to do that, and
they're
now I don't.
enhancements, same
So
thing.
I have a conspiracy theory about egg farming and surrogacy. Allegedly, Beyonce and Jay-Z own a farm in India, a surrogacy farm. What do you think of that? It's a very serious conspiracy, and
So they're creating kids for other people.
yes, because there's a lot of like
Damn.
billionaires and wealthy people who can't conceive due to age, or just like situations.
It's so
or
random.
also surrogacy, because you don't want, like, for example, I'm gonna name and drop Kim Kardashian. She had bad pregnancies, and she also, I guess, concerned about her body and how she looks. So they rather just like rent off a woman and her uterus and have the baby that way. So they just
She
have
did that?
for one of her children or some of her children. She just had the sperm of her husband at the time and her ovary, and they hired somebody and controlled what she ate and what she did, which I always find it a little weird, because I'm like, does that mean that the baby's also gonna have DNA from the mom who is carrying it?
I think yeah.
And so there's a theory that says that supposedly
That's crazy.
Beyonce wasn't pregnant from one of her children, because there's an interview where she sits down and her belly kind of goes in when she's supposed to be pregnant. And so they were saying that her sister Solange was the surrogate for her. But apparently her sister Solange, there's another conspiracy that she's her daughter and not really her sister, and she had her at a young age. I don't know. These are just conspiracy theories.
It's so random to say that Jay-Z and Beyonce have a farm.
They're
They're really at the
Yes,
the
but
pinnacle.
they wanted more. They need more money.
And so they would do something that would illegal, that would jeopardize losing everything.
Well,
I think there's other ways.
surrogacy and donating ovaries is not really regulated. Even for other things such as cloning, it's not regulated. It was supposed to be regulated when George W. Bush was president. I read an article in where it said that he wanted to prohibit it, like, from experimenting, because they were successful in cloning a sheep, Dolly the sheep. So Dolly the sheep was a sheep that they were able to use one of the ovaries and do something with the nucleus. I'm not really well versed in science, but based on what I read, that's what it said. And they put it in another sheep, and the sheep was able to successfully have the baby. And that clone sheep lived to be about 6 years old. The average lifespan of a sheep ranges from 10 years old to 12 years old. And so the sheep ended up developing lung cancer, which is something that happens in older sheeps. So essentially they've been experimenting with cloning. On the topic of cloning, do you think it's real? Do you think it's possible?
I think yes, because what's his name? Kanye? He looked weird. He didn't used to look like that.
Kanye said a couple months ago, like last year or so, he said that if he ever disappeared for a long time, that he would be cloned. So there's like that conspiracy that cloning in human is already possible.
Would you like to clone yourself?
Heck no.
Why not? I would like to clone
What
myself.
if that
That'd be cool.
person? What if that cloner?
And when the cloning is like
Wait.
they're born as babies and then they
Wait.
slowly grow up to be the same
Well,
person.
that's the thing that's not really proven yet.
You can clone me right now and bring out.
Based on what Kanye said, they could do that, what you just said. Like, you can clone and they could be exactly how you are right now. But science, articles, publications have not proven that yet. And so there was this article that was published a long time ago, and essentially the lady said that they were successful at cloning the first baby. Her name was Eve, but they were not able to provide the evidence. And so either one, they have done it and they haven't released it for everybody's knowledge, or because then it will be replicated. The thing about the whole cloning situation that I might be leaning towards believing that it could be true is because if they're asking for donations of ovaries, what are they doing to those ovaries? Are they using it 100% to like, for like wealthy families to have children, or are they using it to experiment?
That would be cool. I would love to be cloned.
I don't think so, because again, it's going against our religion. If
Yeah.
Well, it'd be weird, because if you are cloning somebody and
I
like
guess
yourself,
it goes against the natural way of creating
the natural way of
humans.
creating humans. And also, like, if they have all these health problems, or like, because it's not perfect yet,
No,
especially
okay,
if it's
what?
a sperm.
No,
you're essentially
no.
gonna have to kill them off.
Yeah,
And so
especially
you're, like,
if it's
murdering
a sperm. Yes, exactly, and especially if it
No, the
there's
sperm
it's
has
not,
nothing to do anymore with
it's not
cloning.
creating as like a baby. So cloning is like how he was saying.
No, it's like
No.
atoms, like who I am as a person.
Yeah, so
like,
basically they would take like a piece of his skin, and with his skin and whatever they got, they would be able to clone him.
No, but there's a different way. So
are they
what
humans?
if, like with AI, like
Yeah.
artificial intelligence,
Oh.
robots?
They're
right?
robots?
No, but
No,
I'm
but-
saying, so what if like that is something you can do, right? An artificial being who is not human, but it is made up and composed of my cells. So the person looks like me, has my traits, down to my DNA, if possible,
That's creepy.
right? But it's a robot. That'd be so cool. I
I
would
think I
definitely like that.
prefer an AI robot than an actual human clone person.
But what I'm
because
telling you is that
AI, they could just print out your prints.
no,
your
but what I'm
face,
saying
and
that,
all
that's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
because
if you
cloning,
clone me, like it could be an AI clone. It's the same thing. But the thing is it was created differently. So first of all, you won't be able to create a being that we know of right now that's like me. If someone takes my cells and somehow creates a child and then eventually grows up to look like me, that is something different. But what I'm talking about is like me having access to a clone of me right now.
Same age, same the way he looks.
And
I think
if
it'll be
it's
creepy.
the only
I
way
don't
that
think I
I
would
see it's
want to.
possible would be if it's an AI robot.
Mm.
And so if that was the case, if technology was that advanced, I would love that. I think that'd be cool.
But
I
it's
think
also
I prefer.
creepy. It's cool, but it's creepy
Mm.
because then that person, like the things you don't want to do, you could have your clone do.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's the
Eventually
difference
they-
with having
they'll
a different robot that doesn't look like you to cut the meats for you. Like I prefer you to be
It doesn't
you
matter.
and not have a twin.
Yeah, no, like
evil
I would
AI.
rather have a twin. It's
Why
the same
does it
thing.
have to be a twin? Why can't it be like just
Well,
a
but what I'm
different
telling you,
face?
it's the same thing.
I don't think so.
It's the same
Because
thing,
I
except
don't
one of them
think
looks
so.
like me.
Exactly. I don't.
And I
I
think
don't
that's
like
cool.
it though. No.
Imagine how creative you can get with the type of content you can produce.
No, no.
But technology's
no. They're
getting-
already doing it.
You
Just
you can,
by video.
Yeah, you
I
can
know,
do that.
but it's harder. Like you wouldn't
They
need to
sell
do
No,
your
it's
any
not
image.
edits.
harder.
Okay, like me standing right next to my clone, like you don't need to edit to do it. Cause
That's true. You could just have your clone do your work.
All right,
know-
clone, serve tacos while I narrate.
You're gonna get a clone, Michael. What are you gonna do while they're doing their work for you?
So many things.
Like,
He's gonna get a
So-
girlfriend.
No, first of all, like
He's
you
gonna
not
start
having
popping
to pay.
babies. Yeah, what would you do if you had a clone?
If I had a clone, I mean, it's kind of like hiring employees. What's the purpose of hiring employees? Hire people to be able to cut meats and cut onions and buy produce and talk to clients. Well, the first immediate thing is we would be able to take on more gigs, right? But what I would be focusing on is creating content, right? So now I can document, and that way Jocelyn wouldn't even have to be on site. Like it would just be me and my clone working. And then I would be documenting stuff and giving things to Jocelyn so she can edit. But it's
I
like,
would just have a clone and have the clone edit
but
for
it's like
me.
the same thing. Like our life and business in general would be progressing even further because it's the same concept. We're hiring labor, and that is something that I've reached a point in my business where I have to hire people if I want to elevate the business and continue to grow. Like it's gotten to a point where you can't do that by yourself. You have to learn how to delegate. And I've been very, very stubborn about it, but like I understand now for sure. If you want to grow your business, you're gonna have to hire people, or clone yourself.
no, absolutely not.
Always be confident, even when you're wrong. Were you talking about anything else?
I don't think so.
Really, that was it?
Yeah,
Huh? Thought we had more topics.
me too.
You guys didn't even say anything.
What are you talking about?
Now we're moving on to TikTok.
All right, so the TikTok segment where we ask our
Thank you for
viewership
that.
what questions they have for us. Lilo is now live.
When you're trying to make quotes fake guacamole, would you use zucchini?
If I were to make fake guacamole, would I use zucchini? Well, the industry does practice that, but I myself would never ever provide fake guacamole. It just goes against what I like, and I tend to not want to give my clients items that I myself don't enjoy. And zucchini, I've just never been a big fan of. And to me, real guacamole is just something that is unmatched. So I personally would not be providing guacamole that's not real. And I would much rather charge more for the client as opposed to being forced to provide fake guacamole.
What if you're allergic to avocados?
Yeah, if you're allergic to avocados, that sucks. It's a very sad life to live.
We never.
It happens, right? Because
It has.
yeah,
I've never experienced.
there's it's very
I've
very
never
random.
experienced anybody who's allergic to guacamole.
It's very uncommon, and at that point, it's like, what can you do?
You know what I've experienced though?
What?
Somebody not knowing what avocado is.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
When?
first of all, like in the beginning of the catering business, every aspect of taco catering was very very new. A lot of people that were
Avocado? Seriously?
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
It
When
was
Dad
kids
first
my
started,
age.
I remember going with him to cater, and there was like so many instances where people were just amazed. They were just flabbergasted at what we were doing for them.
Pluma
Do you have
says,
any
when are
questions?
you
Let me
opening
know.
your restaurant?
And the
I don't know how to answer that, to be honest.
Never. I'm just kidding.
There's a couple of things that, first of all, I want to wait to see how this year turns out, but things can change. Whenever I have a bit of free time, I'm definitely going to start researching and looking at what spots are available. And if I find something that's right, I could potentially do it within the next couple of weeks, months, who knows. But I estimate I'm going to start taking it more serious as of next year. A question, what do you think
Sure.
of the trend of the baked potatoes topped with shaved carne asada? What do you guys think of that?
I don't think I've seen it. I did see one where they're like in like England or something, and then they're making baked potatoes.
Thank you.
And they put like butter and stuff.
Thank you.
Or beans.
I really don't have much thoughts. I haven't tried it. I think it's like the same concept that every Hispanic dish has. Heavy on the carb and then a protein and some toppings to go along with it. So I'm not against it at all. So the question is, what part of Mexico are you from?
We are from Michoacan and La Ciudad de
Thank you
Mexico.
guys for tuning in.
The Great
Feel free to
Rental
follow
says,
me.
when will you do a pop-up? We've been talking about it. The Rental says, you can host it here in Norwalk. I set up a canopy with draping. In
Sounds like a
Norwalk.
plan. Is that like a place of business for you or what?
DM
What is it?
Ismail. DM Ismail the 8 rentals. DM Ismail and
What city?
we could Norwalk.
Norwalk.
You
Pop
can
up
set
in Norwalk?
in
I'm
Norwalk.
down. Is your own kitchen or
Do
you
guys
rent
like
a spot?
tacos?
Yeah,
We sell tacos.
we rent our kitchen. Yeah, so the question was how many people are in our team? And currently it's just my sisters and my mom. But at any given moment, I'm able to hire or get help because of what we do on TikTok. Like, as time has passed, what ended up happening is we've been attracting vendors who are doing similar things to us. But a very small percentage of them have been very, very supportive. And I've reached out to them, and whenever I have big gatherings, they come by, they help us out. It's nothing but good vibes.
Xavi says, are you selling any courses on how to start your own taco stand?
Yes. If you check out our website, fernandos-catering.com, I do offer an online course. Dina said, what if your future significant other wants to be involved with your business? Would you let them?
If they bring something valuable, yeah. But if they're just doing it because they don't have anything else to do, or
No, but what if they just want to serve tacos?
Oh. But by then they wouldn't need to because we already hired.
I mean, if they
People
want to,
do it
if they
for us.
generally want to serve tacos and that's their passion, then I can't really stop them. That would be mean. Like if that's
You
their
guys are not gonna-
passion.
I just answered.
Why would that be their
I
passion?
don't know. Like some people can be that way.
I
But
just
I mean,
answered.
I wouldn't. I don't think they would want that.
Like, the
I already
only way
said.
an individual would want to be a part of this business is because things are going exceptionally well. And they just want to form part of the process. I wouldn't.
I personally don't want to be catering all my life, so
I wouldn't.
that's why I would consider not. But I don't see anything wrong with them being participant of the business, but I don't think they would want to. That's my thing.
Ideally, best case scenario, I would prefer a woman who is going to be stay at home. with 10 kids. Future employees wants to date one of you guys, like in general, I don't think I would want something like that. It's just there's no hierarchy, and that is a problem when it comes to business. And the only reason why it's been successful with us is because we don't cater every single day, and we find ways to implement our tastes and things that we like to do into the business. So no.
Vidal Cruz dice, a mí me gusta lavar los trastes, es como meditación para mí. A mí no me gusta. A veces sí, cuando puedo cantar, me pongo a tener un concierto, pero hacerlo todo el tiempo no. Es cansado.